Hey everybody, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome to another episode of my 5 Parsecs from Home playthrough. It has been a while, and I do apologize, but I am back and ready to get started again. I have set up the table. I'm doing a 3x3 today, and let me just give you a summary of the game. So, because of the deployment conditions, this is going to be a small encounter, which means I can only bring 5 of my warband to the table. Right now, let's see, I've got Droon and Freak are both in sick bay, so I cannot, the last time we left them, they were in sick bay or they were in medical, so they won't be joining us, which means I am leaving Surge out. Normally, I would want Surge in because he's my least experienced warband member, but I'm going up against 7 opponents, so I need all the firepower and skill that I can bring to the table. So the 7 opponents I'm going to be playing today consists of a specialist, a lieutenant, 4 regular standard thugs, and a unique individual called an enemy bruiser. I've got those minis right here. My job is to get from one side of the board or the game area to the other, get 2 of my players off the opposite side. While they're moving through, there is a what's called a peculiar item that I will be placing. If I recover it, if I pick it up, I get plus 2 XP to the character that recovers it. Let's see, is there anything else? This is not a rival group, although these are gunslingers. They will panic on a 1-2 roll. Their speed is 4. Their combat is +1, which is not good for me. Most of my guys are not combat +1, and their toughness is 3, which is not bad. So I'll be I'm hoping to get in close and use some of my accurate weapons. Now the specialist will be using a marksman rifle. The lieutenant has a military rifle. The 4 thugs have military rifles, and the unique individual has what's called a power claw. I have to look up the stats on that again. As a matter of fact, I'll do that right here. Power claw is only useful in brawl, so I don't want to get near him. I need to take him out pretty quick. So 7 opponents versus my 5. The only thing I need to do now is to decide which side I'm going to be starting on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this 1-3 and this side 4-6, and I'm going to roll this dice and we'll see where my side starts. And I rolled a 1, so I will be starting on that side, and the bad guys will be starting over here. They are tactical in nature. If you're following along and have the rule book, that will help me decide how they're going to be paired up and what their strategy is. My job, again, is just to get 2 of my individuals off of this side of the map. Now, if I'm winning, if I'm doing well, I may just go for a total own the board, wipe them all out or make them run away. If it's not looking good for me, my goal will be just to get 2 of my warband members off of the table. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a break real quick. I'm going to get the enemy and my forces set up, and we'll get started on, this is campaign battle number 6. All right, before I set up my crew here, I need to check one thing. There is an item of interest, or actually it's called peculiar item, which is worth 2 XP if I recover it. It says that you're supposed to place this 2d6 plus 2 in a random direction from the center of the table. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll 2d6, and we'll call the center of the table right about, I don't know, let's see. I'm just trying to do the corner. Yeah, right about here, and then I'm going to roll 2d6 plus 2, and this will be how many inches. So I rolled 4 inches in a random direction. So let's go like this. I've got a d6, so I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 4 inches from here would put it right about You can't see it, but it's down here between the buildings. All right, so now that that item is placed, all that's left is for me to get my warband placed. By the way, the enemy that I'm playing, they are tactical. They are going to be broken up into teams of 3. Because there's 7, I'm going to treat the unique individual as a loner. He's part of the team, but he's not going to, because he's only a brawler, he's going to try to, get in close to brawl. The other 2 will be 2 teams of 3. They have to be 8 inches apart and 1 to 2 inch spacing. They are tactical. This is what it means in the book. They will typically advance at only half speed, so they'll move half their distance, and they're always going to try to stay in cover. They will cover open ground at full speed. They will attempt to close to within 12 inches and gain line of sight. And they will take a clear, if they're in cover and there is a clear shot, they will aim, which allows you to basically re-roll ones. So that gives you an idea of what I'm going up against. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to think about this for a little bit, get my crew placed, decide how I'm going to tackle this, and we will get started. Okay, let's get going. All right, now, as with a lot of games, especially the solo skirmish games, you kind of got to come up with your own story and explanation about what's going on. So knowing that this is a cross the room challenge, get to the other side, my crew, since 2 need to get off that side, they're basically running, I guess, for safety. Maybe they're running to the ship or what have you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the aggressive players, the opponents. They're basically, since they're tactical in nature, they want to stay in cover and they want to take careful shots. I think that once they get to where they want to be, they're going to hunker down. They know that my guys need to get off that side. So there's really no reason to come to me, other than maybe if they do see me and they want an easy shot, they could run in my direction. But the goal here, the way I look at it is, the challenge is on my side. I've got to get 2 people off that side to win this game. And all they've got to do is hunker down and shoot at me and hope and try to make sure I can't do it. Now, the little extra item here, that's just, I guess, for giggles and grins. I mean, if I go for it, I go for it. I don't know if I'm going to go for it because running straight down the middle just seems like a bad idea. But we shall see. We'll use some randomness for the bad guys and some randomness for me to see what happens. So I've got all 5 of my guys right here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if I seize the initiative. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll 2d6, and I add the highest savvy. C6, my robot, has a savvy of +2. So I'm going to roll this, and what I'm trying to go for is a roll of 10 or higher. And I rolled a 5 + 2 is 7, so I did not seize the initiative. So what that would do is it would have given my guys basically an extra move. So now, since there is no seize the initiative, I'm going to do my reaction roll. I have 5 team members, so I'm going to roll 5d6. And what I'm looking for is 1s and 2s. Banis has a 2, Huala has a 1, 6 has a 2, Vey has a 2, and Blue Eyes has a 1. By the way, before I forget, Banis is using a shell gun, which I think is devastating. It's got a range of 30. It takes 2 shots. It's sort of like a grenade launcher. And I've also loaned Blue Eyes, who usually has a colony rifle. He is using Freak's auto rifle, which gets 2 shots. So let's see what I can do here. All right, I got a 1. So I can assign. So remember, there's a fast phase, enemy phase, and then the slow phase. So I'm going to get one of my guys will be able to move during the fast phase. Since I rolled a 1, I can really assign it to anybody. And I really want to get Vey moving. Vey is sort of he's my dude. I mean, he is good. He's +2 combat. He's a 4 toughness. He's got a needle rifle, which does 2 shots. It's a critical weapon, so it does more damage if you roll a 6, I think. He's really, really good. Oh, and his speed is 5, so he can move 5 inches. Now, remember, if you don't take your second action, which has to be a combat or a non-move action, you can sprint, which gives you +2. So he can move 7. So I'm going to assign that to him, and what I'm going to do is I'm I'm going to, somebody, I don't know if it was I read this somewhere or somebody told me that what I can do is basically assign 6s to all the other characters with a die, and then after they move, change it to a 1 to indicate that they're gone, they've moved. So I'm going to try that and see if that works. So Vey can move 7 inches. And what I want to do is, I think I want to get him, there's a ladder right here, you can't see it. I want to get him up on the roof here and maybe get him up on this tower. We shall see. So 7 inches will get him almost to the ladder, but not quite. Now it is the bad guy's move. I'm going to turn the microphone a little bit and circle around here. All right, so the bad guys, let me get my sheet so I remember what they do. The bad guys are a group of gunslingers. They have 4 move, combat +1, and tough +3. So they don't know, they know I'm somewhere down there and I'm going to try to move this way. So if this were me, I would want to try to control a point where I could see them coming. Obviously, I could get them up high, but there's not a lot of cover here, especially if I get somebody up high. They could. I've placed some containers at various places. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to try to just control this area and this area that will sort of make it harder for me to get across. So the first thing I'm going to do is they will move full speed through open ground. Their full speed is 4 + 2 is 6. That is enough for all 3 of these guys. This is my lieutenant and 2 grunts, I call them. And 6 is enough to get them all positioned behind cover here. And I don't know if the camera can see this. Maybe not. I'll take a picture of it. But I've got a couple containers here, and they are behind it, looking this way and this way. They can see under this walkway or this stairs, and they can also see underneath this bridge over here. Now the other 2 guys, even if they sprint, they can't get to cover, so they will move 2 up to half, and I'm just going to put them behind this wall. They are wanting to get here behind cover, and maybe one of them will want to get to this wall here just to although they're supposed to stay 1 inch apart for their tactics. Now the final one is the bruiser back here. He can also move 4, and he's +2 6. So bruiser, in here he can only do something if he gets in close. I mean, he has no long range weapon, so he's got this power claw, which is really nasty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run him up the middle. He's just hoping to engage somebody. I don't know what his reasoning is, but he's got a vendetta or something. He wants to get my guys. So I'm going to move him as full 6, which would put him right here, and he has a straight shot here. So if anybody runs that way, he will see them, and that will give him a target. All right, back to my side. Now, I've got 4 guys who are all moving in the slow phase. Let's go with, I'm going to go top to bottom. Banis, who is my captain, he has a move of 4. If he moves and he uses his shell gun, it's -1 to hit, but he has no targets right now. But, since the heavy has shown himself, if he moves 4 would put him right there. Can he see? He can. He can see him. There is some cover, so it's going to be a long shot. And he moved, so it makes it more difficult. The move is -1 to hit, so it subtracts 1 from my total. The shell gun has a range of 30. Now that may be the issue. 30 inches is right here. Oh yeah, he's within range, and he gets 2 shots with it. The bad news is he's in the open, so now the heavy is going to make a straight line for him. But I'm going to get some shots off here, so let's see what we can do. Now, the way this works is you roll to see if you hit. An open target within 6 inches is 3 and up. An open target within range is 5 and up, and a covered target is 6 and up. Now, he's an open target within range, so it's 5 plus. And the cover, I'm trying to remember, it's been a while since I've done this. Let me look at the cover rules, but I believe the cover is going to make it more difficult. Cover makes it more difficult to hit and moving across the field using cover. So I am using cover. So open target, he's not, a covered target within range is 6 plus. I have to roll a 6 or higher on the die, and this, well, I can't do it then because he's -1. So even if I roll a 6, he cannot hit. So he's going to have to wait until the next turn, which means the bruiser is coming right at him. So I'm not going to do that. Or I am going to do that. I'm just going to wait. So he's taunting. When he sees the bruiser, he gives him an obscene gesture and says something about his mother. And so the bruiser is coming. So that's going to be fun. What I want to do is I don't want my captain to be alone, so I am going to move Huala. Although, if the captain moves any further over, he will be in open range for one of those bad guys. So I got to be careful here. His next move may have to take him into cover here. Huala is going to move up. Huala can move 4. Actually, his move is 5. So he can move up to 7 inches. So I don't want to get him too close to the bruiser, but I definitely want to put him here. So once the bruiser gets around here, he'll have line of sight, but he doesn't have line of sight to the bad guys down there. So he's just sort of scooting over, and he sees the bad guy, and he stops. He'll take a shot because he can. Huala has an auto rifle with 2 shots. It's a range of 24. Now, that may be the problem. That may be out of range. 24, nope. From the center to the right, yep, 24 inches. So he is firing Huala has the auto rifle, so he will hit. There is some cover between him and the thing, so we'll call that a 6 plus to hit. What did I do? Let me move this. 6 to hit. Now his combat is +1, so he will get to roll. You roll 1d6 plus combat skills. So I basically got to roll a 5 or higher. I rolled a 6, so it does hit. And if I remember right, rolling a 6, that's just for brawling. Never mind. So he does hit with the auto rifle. The brawler has a toughness of 4. So how you resolve this is you do 1d6 and you add the damage rating of the weapon. A target is eliminated on a natural 6 or a modified score that equals or exceeds toughness. His toughness is 4. Huala has +1 combat. So a 6 would be outstanding. And I rolled a 6. So that is an automatic elimination. Target is eliminated. So the brawler, I don't know, that was very, very lucky. The brawler is gone. He is a casualty. So at the end of the turn, I get to roll morale to see if any of the other guys run away. Let's see, what else? I've got, that wasn't Huala, that was, I need to switch Huala and Blue Eyes. Sorry. Huala has moved, so I'll move that to a 1. He moved. Oh, you know what? Know what it was? It was set the dice to like 3. That's what it was. And then when they move, you turn it to 6 to indicate to you that they have moved. That's what it was. All right, so I've got 2 that have moved. Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes is going to go. Blue Eyes has an auto rifle and stealth gear, so he's -1 to hit. So I'm going to send him with Vay, who, like I said, is my uber tough or uber good guy. So he's going to move his full. Blue Eyes is a movement of 4, so he can move 6. So he'll move right there. And then finally, Vay moved, so I'll put him on a 6. He moved a 6. And then I've got the robot. The robot moves 4. His combat is +2, so that's pretty good. I do want to get him in there. I I am going to send him this direction and maybe see if I can take on those guys over there. So he'll move 6, so he can move 4 this way and then 2 this way. So he's going that direction. That is the end of the round. So at the end of the round, you do morale. Basically what you do is you roll a d6 for each enemy that was eliminated, and on a roll of 1 to 2, one of these guys will flee. And I rolled a 4, so nobody flees. All right, so that is the end of the turn. It is now time to roll for movement. So once again, I roll 5d6 for each of my guys. And I'm looking for 1s and 2s. I got a 1 and a 2. So I will assign the 1. I'm going to assign the 1 again to, actually, Vey is a reaction of 1 or 2. So I'll give him the 2. And the 1 is going to go to, I'm going to give it to Blue Eye. Well, I really want that robot to move first, so I'm going to give it to the robot to get him moving. All right, so the robot can move 6. So he is going to move up. 6 inches would put it right here at the edge. So he's at the corner, cannot be seen by those guys yet. And Vey is going to move. He's got a ladder, so it's normal movement. That's 2 inches plus 3 is 5. Can he see anybody? No, he cannot. And he's got 2 more inches to move. So now if he moves just a little bit to the left, he could see 2 of their guys, but that's 2 firing at him, and I don't like those odds. So I'm going to hold on for, let me see, if I move him here, he still can't, yeah. Now here he can see, oh, wait a minute, I do have sight on somebody. There's one guy down at the very end down here, who is just partially in view. He's in cover, but I'm also in cover, so when he fires back, that could be bad. So I'm going to take the shot. Now, Vey has a needle rifle that gets 2 shots. He's +2 to hit. So because he's in cover, he would need a 6, but that means I need a 4 or higher to hit him. That is just a thug pointing out there. Remember, they're trying to make it towards the cargo containers over there, so they were making a beeline, and he's just barely visible, but he is visible. Actually, about half of him. So I'm going to roll with the needle rifle to see if I hit. I need a 4 or higher. I rolled a 5, so the first shot hits. Now, his toughness is 4. So I need to roll and the weapon is a plus, well, it was +2, but it's a damage of 0. So I need to roll I thought it's plus Vacris and needle rifle. It's 2 shots. So he hit. Bipod, it's a +1 to hit. Okay, so I didn't have to worry about the hit, but the damage, the combat is +2. So that's what it was. He hit, the damage is 0. So it's basically I just need a 6 or higher to knock him out. And I rolled a 6. I promise you this is not a fixed die. Watch. It's 5. It's a 6. Well, maybe it is. A 4, a 2, a 3. So yes, so the 6 eliminates another bad guy. What a lucky shot. Whew, that makes me feel better because now it's 5 to 5. 5 versus 5. So that makes me feel a lot better. My 2 fast guys have both moved. So I changed their dice to 6 to indicate they've moved. These other guys get 3s. And let me go down to the bad guys now. So the bad guys now are seeing that they've got someone. They're up against some tough guys. So they're going to hunker down. Now, this guy right here can see. He knows where the shot came from that hit the heavy or the unique individual, the enemy bruiser. So he's going to try to get over here, and when he does, when he moves across, there is a chance he's going to see Huala. So he moved. He's going to fire his weapon. The thugs have military rifles, which the military rifles are a one-shotter, I believe. They're a one-shot, and they have a range of 24. That's definitely within range. My guy has partial cover, so he will try to hit on a 6 higher. He is combat +1, I believe, is all of their... Yes, combat +1, so he needs a 5 or higher, and I rolled a 6, which basically means he is out. Huala is out. Man, what a shot. Okay. All right. So he moved and he shot, so he's done. He can't do anything more. He only gets the 1 shot. Now, thankfully, my captain can see him, and I'm going to take him out. So these guys are going to shift in the hopes that they can follow this guy. The lieutenant said, I want you to move over there and see if you can figure out where that shot came from. He did. He took Huala out. So that was good. Good for the bad guys, bad for me. These two just saw one of the guys up on the tower take him out, so they are going to use their full movement to move into cover here. At this point, they cannot see but if they moves up to the tower or anywhere over here, they will see him. So that is not good. Okay, that is it for the bad guys. Come back over here. And now it's time for my slow guys to move. Thankfully, my captain sees him. He is in the open. He is not in cover. Open within range is a 5+. My captain is a +1 combat, so I need to roll a 4 or higher to hit him. He's within range. The shell gun has +1 to the damage roll, which is good. So let's see if I hit. So I need a 4 or higher. I rolled a 3. Second shot, I rolled, that's a cockeye. Second shot rolled a 4. That's 1 shot. See if it does any damage. So you roll a d6, you add the combat. The combat of the shell gun or the damage of the gun is +1. So I need to roll, his toughness is 4. So I need to roll a 3 or higher. And I rolled a 1, so it didn't do anything. So the captain used both his he fired twice. He can still move. Is that right? Or is each shot an action? I think each shot is an action. So he cannot move. Ooh, that's not good. All right, I'm going to play it that way. So I'll change that to a 6. I'll have to check that rule. I cannot remember. I think each shot is an action. But I'm not going to... A figure may move, then take a combat action. Combat action. Okay, so I think he's stunned. I hit, but I didn't take him out, but he gets a stun marker right here, a little red marker. So that helps. The stun marker has to... it affects him. I'll have to look that up. I can't remember what the rule is there. All right, so the captain, and then I'm going to move Blue Eyes. Captain goes, I got a guy over here. Blue Eyes can move 4. So he's not going to be able to move enough to take a shot, but he will move to protect the captain since Huala's not here. He cannot see, and that is the end of the turn. Now, I took one of their bad guys out, which means I get to do a morale roll. I roll a d6. On a roll of 1 to 2, one of them is going to flee. I rolled a 1. Yes. So the question is, which one will flee? Well, I don't think it will be the guy that just took the shot at Huala. He's feeling pretty good. So let's go down here and figure this out. There are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. They don't know that the heavy was taken out. Actually, that's not true. The guy who was taken out was one of their guys. So I'm going to focus on these two. It's the ones that are closest. So one of these two guys is going to move. This is the specialist, and this is a thug. I tell you what I'm going to do. The specialist I'm going to treat him as a little more stronger personality. I'll say on a 1 to 2, he flees, And on a 3, 4, 5, 6, the thug flees. And I rolled a 4. So the thug is going to flee. He is running away. So he is gone from the combat. All right. That is that. Now it comes back to me. All my slow guys moved. Or actually, yeah, that was morale. So now I've only got 4 guys left. So I will roll 4 dice for movement. I need some 1s and 2s. Come on. I got a 1. So one of my guys, and I'm going to have to give that to the captain. He's got to take this guy out. So he's going to get another. Did he take both? Yeah, he did take both shots. So first shot, he's going to fire again. He's in the open. It was a 4 or higher to hit. I rolled a 4, so it was a hit. Now I need to see if it does any damage. It's 1d6 plus 1, and if it's greater than 4, he's out. And I rolled a 3 plus 1 is a 4, so he is eliminated. Or yeah. All right, so far so good. And I'm gonna have to remind myself what the stun thing was. Fortunately, it didn't come into it because he was stunned, but he didn't have a chance to do anything. So my captain has moved. Now it is their turn. So let's flip this back here. Let's go down here and see what happens. Okay. I've got 1 guy here. This guy's fleeing, and I've got 2 guys here. The lieutenant is going to tell the other thug, get over there and see who is firing at our guys. So he will move, and when he does, he can see my captain who's in partial cover. The question is, what weapon does he have? He has a military rifle. Military rifle is a range of 24. Let me double check the range. That would be nice if he's out of range, but nope, he is in range. All right, he's in range. So it is a military weapon. He gets 1 shot. My captain has combat armor, so he gets a save if he does get hit. His toughness is 4. So let's see if he hits. He needs it's within range, but it's cover, so that's a 6 plus. So, and he is combat plus 1. So a 5 or higher. I rolled a 2, so he missed, thankfully. All right, and the lieutenant over here is just totally disappointed, but he is not going to put himself in danger just yet. He knows that all he's got to do is keep them from running off this side. And I've only got 4 guys left, so I got to be careful there. This guy over here, he does not see anything. Vay hasn't moved yet, so he's going to stay put. Come back over here. Now it is my slow guy's turn to move. Let's see. 3, 3, 3. All right, now. You know what? Huala could move. The captain could tell Huala, we got a target. All Huala's got to do is shift 1. Huala is he gets 2 shots, but he'll only get 1 shot because he's going to have to move. He's plus 1 combat. But you know what? The captain's going to be like, take your shot. So yeah, so he will shift over just enough where he's still in cover, but he can see him. All right, so he's got he's cover and within range. He's got an auto rifle, so he gets 1 shot. He is plus 1, so I need to roll a 5 or higher. I rolled a 3, so he missed. So he has moved. So has the captain. Now Vay. What is Vay going to do? Vay sees that guy running off, so he's not going to do that. He could. Vay saw movement down here. Vay's going to shift to the right. He still cannot see that guy. Golly, that's really hard to see. He's gonna move, and he's gonna move over just a little bit. Not enough to give himself spite, but he's talking to the robot down here. He says he knows that there was movement over there, so he's given 6 an opportunity here. 6 is plus 2 combat, a military rifle, so he only has 1 shot That guy is in cover. I got to be careful here. So he's going to tell 6 to come around and move down carefully until he... Oh, man, this is tough. Actually, you know what? I am going to have Vey. Vey's going to move up until he's got a shot. He's looking down. He's in cover. Vey is a +2 combat with a needle rifle. So he's only got 1 shot. He's in cover within range, so he needs a +2. He needs a 4 or higher to hit. I rolled a 5, so he hit. Did it go through the armor? That guy is my specialist. The specialist is +1 combat. Ooh, I didn't think about that. But his toughness is also 4. So Vey has a no damage modifier. So I need his toughness is 4, so I need a 4 or higher, and I rolled a 2. So you know what? I'm going to use a story point. I'm going to burn a story point and say that Vey took careful aim. He inched forward until he just sees the head, the head of the target. He's going to take an aimed shot. So, well, I can't call it that way. This will just allow me to re-roll the shot. He's going to creep forward, and he's going to aim for the head. So let's do the roll again. The roll hit, so he's going to re-roll to see if this is basically re-rolling to see if it got through the armor. I'm going to burn the story shot saying he was going for a headshot, so less likely to miss. Since he did hit, the miss would be interpreted as the armor took it, as toughness or whatever, but I'm going to say he went for an headshot, which is not. So still, I need a 4 or higher, and I rolled a 5, so I am going to take him out. He is gone. Don't forget to use your story points. That's what they're there for. I have 5, now I have 4. I'm going to put -1 story point for Vey to take headshot. And that's what you're supposed to do. I see a lot of complaints about how hard this game is. I've watched some playthrough videos, but people forget to use the story points to affect the story, to make changes in the story. So I just made a change in the story. They inched forward until he saw that head. That was the headshot is what he was going for. He took it, and he made it. Now, the robot over here, he tells the robot, you're clear. The robot will move a little bit further, and that's as far as he can move. And that will be the end of that. Sorry, I was just checking to make sure the video was still rolling. Okay, that is the end of that. They just lost another member, so I get to roll a die on a 1 or 2. We have a flea. I rolled a 5, so they are hanging in there. All right, back to me. It is 4 dice. I need some 1s and 2s. I really, really need some 1s and 2s. So bad. I got 2 1s. Perfect. I'm going to assign those to Huala and the captain because they've got a guy down here. Oh, and by the way, this guy ran away. He's off the board. So, but he wasn't eliminated, so I don't get to treat him as a roll for the 1 to 2. All right, now it is 4 to 2. The robot is definitely going to try to make a run for it. I need to try to get at least 1 or 2 members off the board just in case something happens down here. I don't want to lose this game, but I'm feeling pretty good about it now since it's 4 to 2. First up, I'm going to have the captain. And by the way, he's been firing the slug gun, and I forgot that anyone within 2 inches gets another one, and his lieutenant is there. So I'm going to have the captain fire first. He gets 2 shots to hit that guy. Even if he misses, there's a chance he may hit the guy beside him. So let's do the first one. Again, captain is +1 combat. The guy is in the open, but there's slight cover, so that is 6. +1 means he needs a 5 or higher to hit. First shot is a 1. That is a miss. Second shot is a 5. That hits. So he hit the guy. Let's see if the damage got through. The damage on this weapon shell gun is +1. So his toughness is 4, so I just need a 3 or higher, and I rolled a 4. He is eliminated. Now, the other guy, the lieutenant, was within 2 inches, and the way the weapon says it works is, let me read it. It is a shell gun. It is heavy, which means you get the -1 if you moved. He did not move. And it's area. Area, resolve all shots against initial targets. Then resolve 1 bonus shot against every figure within 2 inches. He's within 2, so let's see if it hits. He's in cover, so we'll treat it again as a 6. And the weapon is, combat is +1. It doesn't say, I think you resolve the shot just like a normal shot. So I'm going to say 5 or higher. I rolled a 4. That's a +1, which misses. So the second shot definitely missed. Captain fired both shots. Did he fire both shots? He fired the first one. He hit. I can't remember. Did he fire both shots or one shot? I'll say he fired both. I can't recall, and I'll look back on the video. So he has taken his turn. I am going to have Huala. Ooh, he's totally in cover. I don't know what that lieutenant's going to do. He might flee, but I'm going to leave Huala here to guard the captain, and I'll just say he's staying put. Now we come down to the lieutenant. Now here's the thing. The lieutenant knows that there are at least 1 or 2, well, he knows that there's 2 different weapons that are firing down here. He's seen 2 of his guys taken out, one with an explosive weapon and one with a laser weapon. So he is not going to make this easy. So what he's going to do is he's going to scoot over here and give himself view down this angle right here. And hopefully, because my captain and Huala are moving this way, he will at least, he's hoping for a shot. The only way to lose him would be a morale roll, but right now he's holding his ground, which means my other 2 guys, my slow guys over here, they and the robot have an opportunity to satisfy the mission requirements. So I am going to do that. I'm going to have the robot who can move 6, can move 4 plus 2 is 6, so he's going to move 6, and he is booking it. He's out in the open, but there's nobody to take a shot. They can move 5 plus 2. Now there is no ladder over there, so he will have to drop down. So he'll move 5, and on his next turn, I'll use up all his actions to climb down. And that is the end of the round. Let's see if the lieutenant decides to run for it. I need a 1 or a 2. I rolled a 4. He's holding his ground. All right, up next, 4 rolls. I got a 1 and a 2. So I will give the 1. I'm going to give, let me see. I'm going to give the 1 and the 2. Blue Eyes is a 1, Captain is a 2. So I'll give the Captain, Blue Eyes the 1, and the Captain the 2. And so Huala suspects that there is someone down there giving directions. So he knows that this is a trap. You go down here, he's just going to start opening fire. So Huala is instead going to move to the wall, and on his next turn he's going to climb and try to creep towards here until he gets a shot. And the captain can move 4 plus 2 is 6. He wants cover. So he is going to move, he's going to move all the way over here into cover. And when he did, he glanced down here. I'm going to say there's a 1 in 6 chance that he saw the guy hiding. I rolled a 1. All right, so the captain saw him and yells over to, or signals to Blue Eyes to tell him where he is. Actually, maybe he radios to all of his team. There's a guy behind a container just beyond the building. He's got cover, but does not have a shot, and certainly 6 does not have a shot. So they both have moved. And now I want to see, this is where I'm going to add some randomness in. The The lieutenant knows that he was spotted. So is he going to try to retreat but stay in cover or stay put? So what I'll do is on a 1 to 3, he's going to stay put. And on a 4 to 6, he's going to move further back, requiring me to come forward more. And I rolled a 2, so he is going to stay put. All right, now my slow guys, the robot can move 6 unimpeded, and that's going to take him here. And they knows that he's there. Now the question is, does Vay want to take a shot? I'm going to move the microphone so you can see me a little bit here. Here's the bad guy, and there's Vay. The bad guy cannot see Vay. Vay cannot see my guy. So Vay could move. If Vay moves, where could he move that he might get a shot? He's got to move onto the bridge. So if he moved here, you still can't see him. He's creeping to the bridge. He's like, okay, Captain, I'm going to see if I can get a line of sight to him. But again, until he's on the bridge, he can't see this guy who's hunkered down. All right, that is it for the slow guys. Now let's do, there's no morale roll because nobody was eliminated. So this guy is basically going to hold his ground until I take him out. So now that that's done, I'm going to roll again for the 1 to 2. I got a 1, 2, and a 2. So good. Huala has a 1, so I'll give him a 2. Captain has a 2, and Vay has a 2. So I'll give them the 1 and the 2. And I'll give the robot the 3. Although on his next turn, he will definitely be off of the map and satisfy one of my guys getting off the map. All right, let's take a look at how am I going to do this. This guy is definitely hunkered in there. So let's move Huala. Huala is going to climb. This is 3 inches, so that's 6. So that is the maximum he can move. I'm looking down here. He does not have the angle to see that bad guy. Now the captain could move out and make a shot, but he is going to open himself up. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to have the captain move to right here. He knows where the guy is. He saw him or he sees him. Is it within 30 inches? It is. He is going to take one shot. He's going to place it, right here. And since it's explosive in nature, hopefully he will hit. So he needs he's in cover, which is a 6+. Captain is combat of +1. So I need a 5 or higher. And I rolled a 6. So he did hit. He got a lucky strike right there where he needed it. Now the weapon is a +1 weapon. His toughness, the lieutenant, he's got a toughness of 4. So I need a 3 or higher on this die to take him out. And I rolled a natural 6. He is taken out. Bam! All right. The captain tells him, got him. Everybody converges on the bridge, or, Huala and Vay and Huala head up to the bridge. Blue eyes, head to the bridge. They examine the area. They verify that all enemies have been moved. The captain will move towards the package. He's going to get +2 XP to captain, to Banis. And that is the end of the game. So to summarize, I was outnumbered. I used a little bit of randomness to determine what the opponents would do. But the key thing here, I think the key thing that changed the game was using a story point to allow Vay to retake the shot. He hit, but instead of saying he hit the armor, I used the story point to say Vay was going for a headshot, which was a harder hit, but he made the hit. So that allowed me to clear out that side and allow the robot to get off. And of course, I just continued to eliminate them one by one. I think, honestly, if I had been on that side and they had been down here, it could have gone differently, because I don't know how to explain it, but just looking from where I am, there's not a lot. This little strip right here was the only view I had down there. Okay, so if I'm coming from this direction, I can't see them back here, but they have this very singular view, which means there's just one path over here that I could take a shot, which would force me to go high. I could have gone up the stairs over here, tried to go around maybe, or come up higher, but I definitely think I had the advantage from my starting point. It just made it much harder for them to see me, but I had, and also the fact that they were pinned down. They weren't pinned down. Their job was to prevent me from moving. So because they hunkered behind the containers, it allowed me to slowly but surely get my position where I needed and get those lucky shots from either high up or my distance weapons to take them out. All right, that is game number 6 in the bag here. I will record the post-game rolls and append them to the end of this video and then get this thing up for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. I still am just such a huge fan of 5 Parsecs from Home, and I'm so glad to be back with my crew. It'll be interesting to see what kind of rolls come up for this, and I'll get to that in just a few minutes and add that to this video. So let me get to that, and we'll wrap this video up. All right, it's time to do the post-battle rolls, but before I do that, let me clear up a few things. This battle was it was one patron, and the benefit was that he would become, or she would become, a persistent patron on this planet. Or actually not on this one. A persistent patron means they will follow you. So I might go land on another planet, but I can call them and say, hey, do you have any work on this planet? So that's really cool that I have a persistent patron on this particular planet. I also get +2 credits because of the danger pay for this one. Time frame was this turn, so I did it. Benefits, hazards, conditions, yes. The hazards was that it was a dangerous job. The enemies were +1. So that took it from 5 to 6. And then the criminal element, they're called gunslingers, it's +1 to the number, so that took it to 7. So that's how I got 7 members. Let's see. This was a small encounter, so it said one of my random crew members must sit out. That's why I went from 6 to 5. This was the item was recovered, so I get +2 XP, and I did clear the field since I eliminated everybody. So let's go see what I did. We'll call it clear the field. That was a success, and we get +2 XP for the item, and I get +2 credit for danger pay. And yes, my handwriting is horrible. Okay, post-battle rolls. Now, post-battle rolls 1. See if this group becomes a rival. They were not a rival, so now they have a chance to become one. On a roll of 1, they were called criminal element gunslingers. So if I roll a 1 here, I will have the gunslingers as a rival. And so I have gunslingers are a rival. So now I have a rival on this planet. Should be noted, on any other roll, they either had enough or figured business. Okay, so if you fought again, so that is going to come up later when I have encounters, whether I want to do a rival battle or something like that. Resolve patron status. All right, the patron, whenever you travel to a new planet, all patrons become unavailable unless they are persistent. I now have a persistent patron, and that is excellent. Number 3, determine the quest progress. I am on a quest. If you fought a battle that was part of a quest, roll a d6. If you have any quest rumors, add +1. If you did, so I was not on I did not choose a quest. I'm gonna have to look up how that works, but I know I wasn't on a quest. So if you have obtained any quest rumors, add +1 for each rumor. Okay, didn't do that. Get paid. Here we go. You earn 1d6 credits in pay, loot, or bounty salvage. If you finish the mission of a quest, roll twice. I did not. If you won the mission by completing your objective, treat any rolls of 1 or 2 as a 3. If you did a patron job, add the pay bonus. So I won the mission, so I get to re-roll 1s and 2s. Well, I don't re-roll them. They get treated as 3s. So I just get roll a 1d6. A 2 is treated as 3, so I get +3 credits, which is not a lot. That stinks. Battlefield fines. Here we go. If you held the field, I did. You had the opportunity to search the battlefield for anything worth collecting. You do so, blah, blah, blah. Battlefield finds. You roll a D100. I don't have my D100s. Hang on a second. I knew there was something I was forgetting. All right, let me see. I had a yellow and a green. All right. So green is high. Yellow is, green is the tens digits. Yellow is the 1. So I rolled a 32. 32 is a curious data stick. Invasion evidence. You obtain a quest rumor. So I get +1 quest rumor. And I have rumors right now. I have, how many rumors do I have? I have 3. Now I have 4. So +1 quest rumor. And it says if the enemy is invasion, it is not. You instead face earn +1 credit, add +1 when checking for invasion. Oh, hold on. Curious data stick invasion evidence. You obtain a quest rumor. So that's it. I just got a quest rumor. Earn 1 credit and add +1 when checking for invasion. Okay, so I got a quest rumor. Number 6, check for invasion. If the enemy you battled is an invasion threat, it was not. You must roll to see if the world is invaded, so I don't do that. Gather the loot. Roll once on the loot table, page 131. So here's the loot table. You roll a D100. I rolled a 46, which is gear. And it says roll on the gear subtable, which is on page 132, D100. That is a 61, which is a protective item. And then you go to the protective item right here and you roll that. That is a 63, which is a flak screen. I have no idea, but it sounds cool. So loot, I got a flak screen. If you just, okay, determine injury and recovery. Any characters that became a casualty must roll on the injury table. Here we go. So I lost Huala during the thing. I'm going to roll on the injury table. And remember, I have 4 story points, so if I don't like it, I can choose something else. All right, come on, roll high. I rolled a 95. 95 is knocked out, no long-term effects. Nice. So Huala can return to fight the next time. All right, so determine injuries. I did that. Experience. Here we go. Experience. Each character that participated in battle now earns XP. Characters survived if they did not become a casualty. So Huala did not survive. He was a casualty. Became a casualty, +1. So Huala gets +1. Survived, but did not win. That doesn't matter. Survived and won. Everybody gets +3. +3 to all, except Huala, who didn't survive. Each character participating in battle will now earn XP. Characters survived if they did not become a casualty. No, I didn't become a casualty. I was just eliminated. Casualty, how does that work? Casualty. I'll have to look at that. I think I was a casualty. I just think I was eliminated, but the question is, since he survived, did he become a casualty? I think casualty means you're removed from the game. Any character became a casualty must roll. So he was a casualty. Okay, survived and won. Survived. He survived. Characters survived if they did not become a casualty. Okay, so he does not get the +3. +3 to all except Huala. First character to inflict a casualty. That was... I'll have to look at the video again. I think it was the one who took out the heavy, which was that the captain? I will have to go back and review the video. I will figure out who did that. Killed a unique individual. So that was a +2 to whoever first kill, which was the heavy, which was the unique. I think it was the captain. Crew completed the final stage of a quest. Blah. No, none of that. If a character flee, no. If you, okay, so all the characters are going to get at least 3, except Huala. He gets +1, and somebody else is going to get +2 for taking out the unique individual. And I think that was the captain, but I could be wrong. All right, invest in advanced training. I never do. I wish I had enough money to do that. I never do. Purchase items. Here we go. You may pay 3 credits to receive a roll on the military weapon, gear, or gadget table. My credits right now are 4, 7, 9. I have 9 credits to my name. I cannot afford to do that because I'm going to have to pay for my ship's a fuel hog just to leave this planet. If I decide to do that, I'm going to have to pay. Let me see what the fuel costs are. I can't remember. Upkeep. Upkeep is 1 credit for 4 to 6 and +1 for each additional member past 6. I have 8 crew members, so I would go 1, 2, 3. So I'd have to pay 3 credits just to upkeep them. Ship debt, I want to pay something. I need to pay at least 2, so that would be 3 plus 2 is 5. Now I'm back down to 4. I don't have any ship repairs, and I don't have any medical to deal with. But I don't want to be 0 out on money. So unfortunately, it looks like I am going to have to skip buying any items this turn, which really stinks, but oh well. Now you roll for a campaign event. Roll a D100 on the campaign. Campaign event, D100. 51. 51 says you've earned a bit of a bad reputation. I'm going to put none on 11. 12 was campaign event. And I rolled a 51. So it says you've earned a bit of a bad reputation. If you know any patrons on the current world, randomly select one that will no longer work with you. If you have no patrons, shrug and move on. Well, I did have a persistent patron, so now I don't. So I am -1 patron. He is not persistent anymore. Actually, this says I have 1, but I'll have to go back and review my notes. Maybe I do have 2. I'll find out, but I can't remember if this one is the one I just got or one I already had. I'll have to go back and check that out. Roll for a character event, number 13. Character events, D100. 60. 60 is you've made a personal breakthrough. Select 1 ability score that has not been increased from its starting value. It increases by 1 immediately. Character event, hold on. Select a random, non-bot, non-soulless character and roll a D100. All right, so hold on. So I need to determine who gets this +1. So again, on my sheet here, just so you can see, I'm going to start with Banis. He's 1, 2, 3, 4. Huala's 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's see who gets this bonus. I need to roll a D8. I don't think I have a D8. So what I'll do is I'll roll a D10 and I'll re-roll 9 and 10. I rolled a 7, which is Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes gets +1 ability. I'm going to change his combat to +1. Heck yeah. His toughness is already 2, so his toughness is 2. That's not good. But I like the +1 combat. If I can keep him from getting hit, I don't have to worry about the toughness. But if I want him to shoot a weapon, the +1 combat will help. So I'm going to give him that +1. All right, and then the last thing is check for galactic war progress. If you were tracking any planets that were previously invaded, I'm not. Because one of them was lost, and it says once it's lost, it's gone. So that is it for the post-battle rolls. I will get this video edited up and added to the combat video and get this thing up for you so you can watch it. This is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me for this game number 6 of 5 Parsecs from Home. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you with the next video.